Hello everyone and welcome to Sunrise Tarot. My name is Leah and today I will be doing a reading for the sign of Gemini for the month of December 2023. I hope all my Geminis are doing great. As you know, this is a general reading, so there will be parts that may not resonate with you. Only take the parts that do and leave the rest for someone else. I've already meditated on the cards, I've already shuffled the cards, and this is the spread that I have for you today. In the past position, we have the Five of Cups, clarified by the Ace of Pentacles. In the obstacle position, we have the Six of Pentacles, clarified by the Six of Wands. In the present position, we have the Empress, clarified by the Four of Pentacles. And in the future outcome position, we have the Two of Swords, clarified by the Lovers. So let's get right into this spread. In the past position, you have the Five of Cups, clarified by the Ace of Pentacles. The Five of Cups is definitely a card that tells me in the past you were feeling emotional. You may have had a regret about something in your personal life or your professional life. You may have had a disappointment in your personal life or your professional life. And that definitely reflected on you in a significant, extent, because when you tend to focus on the negative, you kind of stay in the negative vibration, and other parts of your life gets affected by that. And so it's interesting that you have the Five of Cups with the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles is my favorite card. It's a wonderful card, incredibly positive, because it's about your abundance and security and stability in a financial sense, in a sense of resourceful, like in a sense of having, resources to fall back on. And so sometimes when we get moody, when we get to feel down, sometimes we sort of use money as a way to make us feel better by spending, by purchasing things that we don't really necessarily need in order to fill that emotional hole. Right? Because our emotions make us feel restless, make us feel like we have to do something to get out of this state of negativity, to get away from this low vibration. And so sometimes people kind of use their resources by spending them in order to feel better. There may have also been an opportunity that you kind of didn't take advantage of, and that is why, as a result, you felt kind of down. But it's also always important to remember, it is always important to remember that with the Five of Cups, not everything is lost, because there's still a bridge, over the water that leads back to home. So the person tends to over dramatize with the negativity. Remember not to over identify with a disagreement. Don't over identify with a disappointment or a regret. It's part of the flow of nature. It's part of the flow of energy. It's part of the universal law system. So it's important to remember that, where these cups may have been spilled, there's more that's going to come and fill them. Now, in the obstacle position, we have the Six of Pentacles, clarified by the Six of Wands. This one is an important obstacle, even though both of these cards are minor arcana. Both of these cards are like the sixes, and the sixes in tarot is all about balance. Balance is the most important. I apologize for my cat. I had to kind of nudge her to get out of the way, but I love my cat, I discipline my cat, but it does not obviously pan out. I am such a terrible discipliner. Anyway, the sixes in tarot are all about balance, and balance is crucial because it is even if you make a mistake, even if you say something stupid or do something stupid and you beat yourself up for that, as long as you keep the balance, your mistake won't have a huge impact. So the balance is what you need to be focused on rather than avoiding failure or avoiding inconvenience or unknown territory. As long as you keep the balance, as long as you stay in your safe zone, but equal time in the unknown zone, you will be successful, you will be okay, you will have the progress that you want. Again, it is about keeping that balance. As long as you focus on your compassion, equally as you like focus on your aggression, whatever it is, there's always a balance. A balance is that middle between two opposites, right? So whatever, let's say you've had a glass of wine yesterday, as long as you get enough sleep and liquids in order to replenish, again, it's about that balance. If you spent an entire day sitting because you had to do something, as long as the next day you're moving and moving and moving and, counteracting that sitting, again, balance is crucial. It is more important than anything else, because as long as you keep the balance, you have plenty of ways to avoid anything, super terrible, if you will. Avoid that tower moment, I should say. But the Six of Pentacles, this card is generally a wonderfully positive card, because it is about generosity. It is about giving and taking. But again, the balance comes into the picture, because when you do too much, when you give too much of yourself to others, you deplete your energy, you lose the balance. You kind of start to starve yourself energetically, and over time it compounds, and over time you lose that incredibly important energy. That's why you should always do that recall exercise, where you recall energy back from every person, entity, place. You recall it back to yourself. You should definitely do an exercise for energy recall, or a ritual. I'm sure you can find more information on that, but the starvation of energy happens when you give yourself too much to others. Giving more than receiving creates a lack of balance. So that is something that you should be aware of in the month of December. The Six of Wands is definitely a card where you may experience a little bit of lack of confidence in the month of December, in addition to starvation of energy. So you may not be, feeling super happy, deep down inside. It's really important to find that inner harmony. That is the most important message of the Six of Wands. Support yourself and expect support from yourself rather than from other people. Don't look to others to provide, you with the support that you need. First, you find the balance on the inside, then the balance on the outside magically happens, because everything that is in order on the inside has a profound effect on the outside. Now, in the present position, you have the Empress, which is a wonderful card, because the Empress is all about abundance and really kind of enjoying small pleasures throughout the day, really sort of feeling like you have a lot to be thankful for. The Empress has the discipline, but she also has that soft kind of ability to exude power as well. The Empress is famous in tarot for creating something, for birthing something into existence. It could be a project, it could be an actual human being, it could be something that you've been trying to achieve, something you've been putting in a lot of time and energy and effort in. But when you have the Empress clarified by the Four of Pentacles, there is a feeling that you may be kind of holding back something. You want to create, and yet you are being very cautious, almost overly cautious about it. You are not kind of leaping into that head forward. So, it's important to create, because creation is an expression of you. When you create, you express yourself through your creation, and therefore you realize your potential. You feel better. When you create something on a small scale, you feel fulfillment on a small scale. When you create something on a large scale, then you feel fulfillment in a much, much bigger sense. So it's important to remember not to hold yourself back. The Four of Pentacles definitely tells me you may be like holding on to everything that you have, because when you create, you introduce something new into your existence, into your world, into your circumstance. And so it's almost like you want to create, but you're pausing slightly. And that's interesting to me, that you are hanging on to kind of control. It's important to remember what is yours cannot be taken away from you. There is no such thing as lack. There is nothing but abundance, because the universe wants you to be abundant. The universe wants everyone in this world to be abundant, as long as you define what abundance means to you. There is spiritual abundance, there is monetary abundance, there is cultural abundance. There's so many forms of abundance, and there's so much there, that there is, that this idea of lack is superficially created. Like for example, diamonds, right? You know how the diamond market works. There's plenty of diamonds. They don't need to cost thousands of dollars. But if you take control and superficially create sort of a system where diamonds are hard to get to, even though they're all over the place, then the cost of the diamond goes up. And so a lot of things in our life is happen a certain way because there's a monopoly that is created by someone who's greedy, by someone who wants to capitalize on that. Don't buy into that, because it is an illusion. Now, in the future outcome position, we have the Two of Swords clarified by the Lovers. So this is an interesting combination as well, Gemini, because the Two of Swords is sort of like a card of diplomacy, where you don't really want to rock the boat, where you kind of want to please everyone around you. So this is why this person is, with their eyes covered. They just want, the situation to be over and done with. It's like you have to make a decision, but you're making a decision that sort of pleases everyone around you. And with the Lovers card in the clarifying position, it tells me that maybe you are letting someone in a partnership get away with things, because you're closing your eyes to what you should be looking at very closely. And so definitely there's some sort of compromise that you are reaching inside of you in order to maintain this partnership. It could be a business partnership, it could be a friendship, it could be a love connection as well. It's kind of like a blind love situation that is happening here with the Two of Swords. And generally, eventually the eyes get open, and ultimately ultimately a choice does gets made. So that is something to keep in mind for the month of December. But let's see what we can clarify with an angel and ancestor oracle card. And we have autumn, release the old and rest. Definitely autumn is a season where everything dies, the leaves fall off the trees in order for that renewal to happen, that comes in the spring, if you will. So it's important to release things that have outserved their purposefulness in your life, so that new things can come in. When you make it a regular practice to release things, like maybe every Friday or every Sunday, where you can have 10 minutes of meditation and you're just releasing everything that has happened during the week, recalling your energy back, and sort of meditating yourself into peacefulness, yourself into a higher vibration, then things ultimately will get better gradually in your life. I think you will see a marked improvement. So that's something for you to consider. Now, I also pulled a mystical wisdom card as well, and we have Owl. Follow your intuition. Your intuition, is there to help you and to guide you, and it is very peaceful. Intuition is something that kind of makes you feel at peace. Your ego makes you feel jittery. It makes you feel stressful. It makes you feel like you're missing out on things, like FOMO, right? Fear of missing out is very much related to ego, because, there's really nothing to miss. You have the sun, you have the sky, you have earth, you have it all. You are going through this incredible adventure, through this incredible human experience. And so it's important to remember, all the other distractions are there to get your kind of like to steal control over your own life, right? That's why people spend so much money on news. That's why when you turn on the news, things are blinking, the colors are popping. Like it's designed to distract you away from peace. It's designed to make you not focus on the present moment. The same thing with the past, the same thing with the future. It's like the past cannot be changed. So when you think about the past, you're not focusing on the present moment. Therefore, you're robbing yourself of the future. The present is the only thing you have, because time honestly doesn't really exist. Time is a concept that was created in order for people to help orient themselves. So it's important to remember now is the only thing that you truly really have. So work really hard, especially on your spiritual abundance, and you will see wonderful things manifest in your life, Gemini. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.